Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. I'm so glad you can join me here where we together unlock some paper crafting fun and just enjoy the whole creative process. It is Monday, January the 9th, believe it or not, and my name is Lillian Kemp and I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada. So I am so glad to have you with me. I would suggest that you grab your mini catalog and maybe a pencil and paper. When I'm watching somebody do something like this, I like to write right alongside things when I see ideas that I might want to remember, or a tip that I want to remember, that kind of thing. But if you don't like writing in your catalog, maybe have some paper handy, because tonight we're going to do something just a little bit different. Instead of stamping together, we're going to explore this catalog together. Now, I know that we have looked at the specialty papers and the designer papers. We've looked at the ribbon and some of the embellishments, but tonight we're going to look at the stamp sets and what you can do with them. Now, we're not going to do every single one, but we are going to look at quite a few. I've had some time to play with the ones that I have, but I've also been in some swaps. And a swap is where I would make, say, 20 of one card, and then swap them or trade them with other people, and then I would get that many samples back. So I have lots of samples that I think you're going to want to see. So I see people jumping on board. It's so good to have you here. And while we're going down to our desk, did you know that, or my desk, pardon me, today was supposed to be National Clean Up Your Desk Day. The only reason my desk is sort of clean is because I had to use it tonight. But tell me what state your desk top is in tonight. Is it nice and clean in honor of Clean Up Your Desktop Day? Or do you just maybe need to attack it some other time? Seems to me no matter how often I clean my desk, within moments it's a mess again if I'm creating. So tell us what state your desk is in, and let's get down to my desktop here. If I can make my camera switch around. There we go. So good to have everybody hopping on. Great. We'll get things set up. And while you're sharing about your desk, is it clean or not? Oh, Bonnie's is clean. Good for you, Bonnie. I am impressed. Mine is very seldom clean, but I always enjoy it when it is, that's for sure. Just trying to make sure my computer is recognizing this. Oh, Marilyn, yours is clean too. I am impressed, folks. This is impressive for sure. So I just need to share this to my group page now that we're going, it's showing up, and then we're good to go. So do you have your catalog handy? And maybe just share something that you really have your eye on, that you would love to get, or that was at the top of your list and you've already got it. So while you're doing that, I owe a couple of cards. So when I share cards, and you make comments, I usually draw your name, and I'm 2 weeks behind because I forgot last week. So from 2 weeks ago, I drew Dawn Nichols. So Dawn, pardon me, if you could message me or let me know your mailing address, I'll pop this card into the mail for you. And then last week we made this one here, and I was asking for a name for this card, and one of my downlines suggested the faux front fold card. So it's like a fake front. So I think we might go with that. And Pat Johansson, if you send me your address, I'll pop this in the mail to you. Alrighty. So let's get started. We're going to open this. Before we even open it, did you look at the front? These two samples here are absolutely gorgeous, and although I don't have this stamp set or this die, they've given me ideas for making cards. I like this layout, and it's on my list of things to do. So let's open it up. And when I first opened it up, I saw again all the samples on this page. This was interesting to me. I'm not sure, but I think it's worth a try to use with scraps. But I would suggest that one of the most important pages in the catalog to check out is this page right here. This page not only has the different suites, sort of the table of contents, and talks about the indexes. This is what's so important. And we all tend to skip this, right? We're so excited to see the catalog, but come back and check this out. And I've talked about this in past catalog walkthroughs, but this one right here is brand new. Let me bring it up. There's a C icon and a P icon. And when a product has that, you can order them in either cling or photopolymer. So let me just show you what that would look like in your catalog. There are, I think, 4 or 5 that say that. So here it is right here. Here's the explanation again. And if you look down here, there are 2 order numbers. So if you like cling, that's your red rubber. That's the order number you would use. If you like photopolymer, the see-through clear stamps, you would use that one. Now you might say, well, what's the difference? Well, the photopolymer is really easy to line things up with because you can see through the stamps. But quite a few people feel that cling does stamps a better image. So if you have a preference, be aware of that and just order the one that you would like. So as we go along, let's see, we'll move right along. We have here kits. So they're talking about kits here, and there's the paper pumpkin kit. And you know, if you're liking paper pumpkin, or if you like kits, if you order like a 3-month subscription or a 9-month or a 12-month, right now you can order Sale-A-Bration product. So be aware of that. But there are also tons of other kits, and you won't see them in any catalog. You have to go online. Now you can go to my website right here, lillian.stampinup.net, and click on shop and kits, and you will see them there. You'll see that, and or you can go to the regular Stampin' Up! One. But check out the kits. There's some really, really good ones there. And especially if you like to craft with other people, it's an easy way to have it all done for you. Bonnie, you're hoping to see that choice more often, the C or the P. I think they're test driving it a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm very curious. Okay, so the very first suite that we come across is the Country Floral Lane. So a suite is when they use all of these products here on these samples, and if you really like them all, you can order them with one order number instead of ordering a whole bunch of them. So there are 2 different designer papers. If you saw my banner, the Celebrate banner I shared yesterday, I used this one. This one here I've shown you there. So there's this as well. So this is just some really good things there. And I have a sample. This was done by Karina Chin, and she used the blue part of the paper, and then it opens like this, just like that. So I just really like how that turned out, and wanted to share that with you. So I will put that to the side. The other thing is the punch. Remember, the punch not only punches out the one stamp set in here, the stamp in here, but it also punches out, let me just get this in focus here, this designer paper. So, and I just love the style of that heart. And if you saw the owl card I posted today, you know that, not the owl, who was it? One of the cards, I used that on it today. So just make sure that you always follow along. So here are some more examples here using that. And then we're going to go on over to this one. So here we have the Share a Milkshake, and I shared this card on the weekend. this is one of the samples from it. It is so neat. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the die even cuts a slit that you can poke the straw in. Isn't that neat? And I love how this person has done that. This was done by Sherry Roth. But there's also, I don't know about you, you can make a waffle cone. Those are my very favorite types of, sometimes I get an ice cream cone just so I can have the waffle cone part. But I love that idea. Now, also on this page is this absolutely adorable cat set. And I've been playing with that, and I've been sharing a few things with it. So this was just a really simple one here. And then on the envelope, I did this one like that. And here's another one that I've done. So I love this one, and the pearl here just finishes it off. So just to point that out. And then we're over to what we call a mega suite, at least I call it that, because there are actually 2 bundles in this suite. Now, you don't have to get them all, but do you recognize this one right here? That was on this right here, right? So, and I believe the flowers from there too. So this is the gorgeous paper that we've been playing with. And I have a few samples, but I'm going to flip over the page because we can see the stamps up a little bit closer. So there's the floral ones, so the 2-tone floral. And then this is the one that I am just loving right now. It's all these great words and then the dies to cut them out. And I've shown that to you before, but I wanted to just show a couple of cards that showcase these. So here, somebody has used that big die and just used a portion of it, but they've cut it out of designer paper. Isn't that just great? So that was by Linda Baker. So there's that one there. And then if you remember when I was sharing this card last week, this is from here too. It's the thank you right there. So did you notice that some of these have color around them? It's to show that they would fit in a punch or a die. So just to remind you that that's what they're for. So that's just a little clue about the catalog. This suite here is again, whoops, I had one more sample for those words. So here's another sample here, and I love these words. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. And this one was done by Hetty. So there we go right there. And can you see this shiny, shiny paper? That's some of the paper. And if you could feel this ribbon, it's velvet ribbon. It's very, very soft. So it's gorgeous. Then we have this great suite here. It just makes me want to go to the beach, actually. And this is where you find those gorgeous pearls and all of that. And I have a card here. So this is the designer paper, and they stamped on it and then ran it through an embossing folder. And then this is another side. This is the back side of the design, one of the designer papers. And this was done by Sue. So gorgeous. And then she used the little faux sea glass. There we go. And keep an eye on this. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. It's a punch that is really neat there. So let's turn over the page some more. I'm trying not to dawdle too much here. So this here, I have a sample from there, and that is this one. It just arrived today. Now look at what she's even stamped the envelope. Isn't that an amazing nest? Just gorgeous. And then look what she's done here. She's actually found a feather from somewhere, like a craft store or something, and added it here. The eggs are done with that shimmery, glimmery paper again, and the bird is colored with blends. Just so much detail on this card. It's absolutely beautiful. And this was done by Lorna. I don't know if I can pronounce her name, but by Lorna. We'll just go with that. Then here we have a stamp set. We have a few of these in each catalog, it seems like, and I wanted to point them out. And these are reversible. So when you go to stamp this turtle, you can stamp it on with the back part of the stamp and get this shape, and I would likely do that in a lighter color, and then stamp this over top, and then you would get the two tones. And so these are also reversible too. So those are the images that you would have. So again, remember, read this fine print because it explains things. And speaking of reading the fine print, always make sure to look for this little thumbtack. This is little tips. It's like a little lesson going along through the catalog. So it talks about the background stamps here, but once you've had a look through the catalog a couple of times, go back and read some of these. They're just great tips to have. So now we're going to go right along. Oops, I missed a few here. To this page here. This was one of the ones that I wanted right away. I love speech balloons, and we had a speech balloon set a few years ago, and I never could part with it. I hung on to it forever. In fact, I think I still have it. So this is a bundle. You've got your words and your stamped shapes, and then you have the dies that cut them out, and we have a couple of samples here. One is this one here is by Brenda. So you can just make it however you want. And if you notice one of the cat ones that I showed you earlier, this one here, I used the die here to go with different words. So here's another one. So just layering up the words here. And where did I get that designer paper? Well, if you remember in Sale-A-Bration let me just grab it. I have shown it to you a few times, but you know, there are a couple of items in the Sale-A-Bration catalog that you can get free with a $120 order. So that's this package of paper here, and this paper comes from it. So I really, really like that paper. So there we go. And a little hint that you can do, what I did with the dies, and somebody else suggested this, not original to me, but I cut out all of the dies, and then I can go through my catalog and look at a stamp set, or just look at my stamps and go, oh, okay, would good luck fit in there? Yeah, sending love, well, that would fit in that one nicely. And so you can go through and see which words would fit in, and that you can use them with all your other stuff as well. So yes, very versatile, Marilyn. You're so right. So another suite is the Delicate Desert Suite. And this is sort of that southwestern theme, and it has some wonderful shapes in the dies as well as the stamps, some unusual shaped sequins, which are neat. And this is where you find that velvet paper or velvet ribbon and metallic paper. And I received two swaps. This one, they cut the frame out of this great paper here, and you can see some of the embellishments from here and the stamps, and it's just wonderful, wonderful detail. I love this die too, just so neat. And this one is from Patty, and then I received this one as well, and Let the Fun Begin. So look at this great border here, and again, that's done with the metallic paper, and the stamp is almost like a water feature, and this, I love this. I love that die there. So, and this one is from Kathy. So thank you, Kathy. And let's go over to the next page here. And right here, we have this gorgeous suite here. Now, I don't know about you, but I love anything citrus. It just feels so fresh, and crisp and sort of wakes up my mouth. But I've also seen this sweet done with coconuts. Can you see coconut there? I can. And it's one of the hybrid embossing folders. So it's got dies that fit within the embossing folder, and you get a great effect. So there are a couple of cards samples. So here you can see, look at the detail that you can get with your stamps and the embossing folder, and like that. And this paper again is from that Sale-A-Bration set, and this one is from Michelle. And look at the great embellishments as well. I love that. And then I had a little play with this and made this one here. Now, I don't think you can see here, but let me just see. Can you see underneath? Do you know how I made that swish? That is from, let me grab it for you. That is from this stamp set here. It's this. Or, no, it's not. It's not that one. Sorry, pardon me. Grabbed the wrong stamp set. It's from the Oceanfront one, and I used this, and I just stamped it a couple of times there to anchor it. And I really, again, I got the idea from somebody else, but I really like how it anchored it there. So now we're going to go over to this page here. And remember how I said to pay attention to that little punched image, the little, where did it go? Never mind, I will be showing you anyway. So this punch here is so neat. It again, you can punch out different widths, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch wide, and you can make it as long as you want, and you get this type of effect on the end. So here it is again on this one here. You can see it like that. So if you like versatility, this is a very versatile punch because you can make it a label for almost anything. Plus it comes as a bundle, and these are great words that I am just starting to use lots and lots and lots. So you might want to check that out too. So now we're going over to this one, and I'm not going to show you much in the way of samples here because I've used this one a lot. And so you've seen it. This one is absolutely gorgeous. I have a class that you can sign up for if you're interested as well. The Dainty Delight class to go. And it is being well received. It's all done and people have received it already, the ones that want it. So just if that's something that you're interested in, contact me and I will put you in touch with it. So let's turn over to the next page here. And again, this is a page I've shared some samples with. This was one of the sets that I did my swaps with. It's called the Ginkgo Branch. It's great for sympathy cards, but it's great for all kinds of other cards too. And here they go. I've got my order mixed up. So this is the one that I have shown you before. So I used just this. It's a distinctive stamp, so there's light and dark when you're stamping. So there's that one there. And yeah, thinking of you, friend. So everything came from this set, just like that. And then I saw this idea by another demonstrator. I changed it up a little bit, but she used the great big die and cut it out of designer paper, and then used the raindrop embossing folder. Or maybe I did, I can't remember. I just love the effect of that. That makes a gorgeous, gorgeous sympathy card right there. Or just a thinking of you card. And the, pardon me, speaking of the raindrop embossing folder, here it is right here. So it is not a 3D one. It is just a regular one. So you would just put it between your two clear plates. Just take level 2 off of your embossing folder and run it through. And I did it in some metallic so that you could see the detail. Well, I guess rain goes that way, doesn't it? So just like that. So there is that there. And let's continue on. Got all my little tabs going here. And this is a suite that I just kind of went, wow. Now, the colors are gorgeous. And when I started to first look at this suite, I looked at the twine and went, I don't know. But I loved the dies. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get the dies. I don't need anything else. And then I went, well, maybe I need the paper, because I was noticing it was just the dies and the designer paper here was largely what they used. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe I need the stamps, and well, maybe I need the twine. And if I had the time, I would be playing with this suite pretty much constantly. And you likely are laughing now, but I've had some fun. First of all, I received one as a swap. So this one here, and they've used the words and just made designer paper here with the words and the moon. So they've taken just the images from it. So I loved that way of using it. Then there are trees, and then there's this new embossing folder, and there's even a die that cuts out what looks like rocks or hills or that kind of thing. So that's how she's done the layers there. Now this stamp set actually has something for everyone. So there's the flowers, there's the grasses, the trees, the stars, all kinds of things. So I got playing around with the paper and the dies, and then came up with this card here. So here's a bit of that twine, and this is one of the dies. This here is all designer paper. I'd stamped a few stars on it, but that's it. It's just a very, very simple slimline card. But once I got it going together, and this is the new embossing folder I'll be talking about in a little bit, I just made me so happy. So yes, such happy colors. You're right, Rhonda. That's exactly what they are. I also took some of the dies. So I took the bicycle die and I cut it out of copy paper, or if you could use vellum paper, and I sponged in the background first. So I used what was left when you cut the bicycles out as my stencil, and did that. And so here is another slimline card, just like that. So just some fun cards, and my brain is in overdrive. Those of you who know me know that my brain does tend to go on overdrive sometimes. Okay, I had a few, whoops, I have one more here. I wanted to share a little bit about the dies. So I think I've shown you my cheat sheet for the dies, but you have a die that cuts out this, so the solid tint image, and you have a die that cuts out the outline of it. And when you put them together, look at how neat that is. This is where an adhesive sheet would work well, but I just wanted to have them so I could bring them together and show you like that. And I've shown you the bicycle, I've shown you the runner, but there's also this, it almost looks like a girl, I'm not sure, with a lantern. But what you can do is use her like that, or you can cut the lantern off and add in, there's a walking stick, or it looks like a pole, and add that, and she looks more like a hiker now. So just another way of altering that die a little bit, and just to get those creative juices going, and you to give you some more ideas. Now I am going to do a Lillian special and backtrack a little bit to the dainty flowers. I did have a couple of samples to show you, and I forgot. So I received this wonderful sample from Karen Gardner. So she used just the flower here, and she did all this on shimmery white paper. I don't know if you can see that there, but it just glistens. It's simple, it's elegant. I really like that. And then I also made this card here, So I used the designer paper from Sale-A-Bration that just sort of has it, that coordinates with it and has the splotches and that kind of thing. And I learned this on stage at our convention. So this is poking through the window here. It's like that. But when you open it up, you can see the wreath on the inside. And then I did a little stamping and was having fun coloring there as well. So I just wanted to go back and show you that just for a little something. Okay, because they were in the wrong order, that's why. So I wanted to share with you this page here. I actually have both of these things. I got them because I was so excited to see a world map. I love world maps, and as you know, my family is sort of scattered around the world, and so it comes in very handy. And then I love alphabets. So let's talk about the map first of all. I have one sample here that I made. So I stamped it in the variegated colors. I've shown how to do that with the Stamparatus, and I'm sure I'll share it again. And then I went through my dies and found a couple of small hearts, and so I have one heart in Alberta and one heart in the Netherlands. And then I put sending love across the miles. It actually was smiles across the miles. And then there was another saying that said love and hope. And I cut them apart to make it like that. Did I put that inside? And then I added big hugs on the inside. So just one little idea. This is from the annual catalog. This is from this catalog. The hearts are actually from the Give It a Whirl dies. So, but hearts are in a lot of the dies. So I think you would be able to find that most anywhere. Then I got playing with the alphabet. Now I've had fun with these alphabets. I did the Celebrate banner with it. The letters are really skinny and a little bit tall, and I just put my ruler away, but they are about, I would say maybe 1.5 inches tall, 1 3/4, but they're skinny, so you can get quite a few letters. You can get 5 or 6 going on a landscape card, and you could likely get 3, 4, however many going this way. It depends how you arrange them. So I cut this one, the Y and the U, out of here, and I used the foam adhesive sheets on the back. So when I took the Y and U out, and you notice that little heart, then I used them on this card and added the little owl from Sale-A-Bration. So Life is Better with You is from the bundle that went with this great die. So just some more ways of using things and getting your thinking going. And of course, right there is a great way. When in doubt, I case the catalog. So let's turn over to this page here. And this page, whoops, I had one more to show you from there. So here somebody else was using this here. This was cased from Rachel Tessman, I believe. There we go. So there's that cat again, right? So this, when I saw this, I did a happy dance. My blending brushes are stored in a really neat mug full of coffee beans. But every once in a while, excuse the pun, spill the beans. The coffee beans go flying everywhere. So I was so excited to see that. And I have all the cards that I've been showing you leaning against it. Not very smart of me. So I actually put mine in going, I've got too many things underneath. There we go. I've knocked it all flying. But they actually sit in there very, very nicely. Now, you'll see in the picture that they had them going this way. I put them going this way. Boy, I'm making it look not very efficient, and it is. It's highly efficient. I put them in going this way because I wanted to see the color family that I had designated it to. But in the picture, they have them going this way, and that works perfectly too. So it just depends how you want them to show. The other thing is, down here, that's the storage, the small blending brushes. So they have now come out with a different size blending brush because sometimes you want to get in a smaller area. So it comes in a pack, or they come, pardon me, in a package of 3. The head of the brush is smaller, but the handle is the same. So you still have something substantial to hang on to. You can use it however you want, and it fits in here perfectly as well. So a great way of storing your blending brushes and having them handy. So it might be something you want to take note of. I couldn't wait to get hold of this. I was so excited about that. So over now to the page for the Ready to Ride suite. So this is again another wonderful suite of product. Some of these you can just use the designer paper to do all your designing if you want, or you can just keep adding. So there's a great embossing folder here. It's this one right here. It is called Metal Plate 3D, and it is a 3D one, and look at how it looks. Look at that. But look at how it looks on the back too. I have actually used this side as well sometimes. So it's like 2 embossing folders in one. So it really is a fabulous, fabulous suite of products, and I have some great samples here. One, Marilyn's watching tonight, and Marilyn did this one. Look at this. Isn't this fabulous? And the paper is a specialty, so that was right on it. And then she's used the embossing folder. Look at the flames coming out. Okay, so I love, love, love that one. But then if you look at the paper, you'll notice that some of the paper even has roses on it. So then I just wanted to show that this paper is very versatile. You could use it for other things. So this looks masculine when you see it on its own, but when you throw that rose in there and you have the glimmer and throw in a bit of bling, you can have a very feminine type of card. And so there we go, just like that. So lots of potential there. And let's go on a little bit further. This is on my wish list, but I haven't got it yet. But I wanted to point out this. What I hear from so many people is, oh, I love it, Lillian, when you have the kits already because I don't have to do any cutting or anything. Well, guess what? Take a look at the Memories and More types of things. These are cards and envelopes. The cards already, so they come in a package like this. I think it's 10 of each. Yeah, 20 cards. So the envelopes are like this. So when you fold it over, you've got decoration. When you open it up, you've got the embellishment. And then we have 2 styles of cards. So they're just card fronts. They're already scored. They're a little bit bigger than the 5.5 by 4.25. So when you fold it in half, they're like that. And then when you open up, you got white to work on, but you can decorate the outside and you have the fold here or here. And it's the same with this one. It's got that rustic type of look going. Now these were designed to go with the cards, and they were sort of loosely designed to go with the word bubbles, the conversation bubbles. But you can see that they would go with most anything. You've got your background done. You just have to do a little stamping and whatever you want, and you are good to go. So the cutting and scoring is done for you, and the background coloring is done for you. So take a look at those. They are what I call a sleeper, just a hidden gem in there. And speaking of hidden gems, the indexes of the catalogs are hidden gems as well. Remember, you're going to see more samples. When I look here, I often see something that I've missed when I was going through the catalog, and I go back and find that. So just really important to take a look at all of that. And then also back here, if you have a party that is $200 or more, or if you have an order that's $200 or more, you're allowed to pick from the these exclusive items here, and these are like half price. So if it's something you want, this is a $33 value, this stamp set. You could get it with for $19.50 with your stamping rewards. The same with this great, beautiful, colorful paper. It is actually 48 sheets, and it would be only $25 instead of $42. So hopefully that's given you some things to think about in your mini catalog. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do the celebration at the same time, but I think I am. I'm just going to remind you about celebration as well. And we're going to go through this again. Look at the ideas. That it's chock full of ideas. Now, the first thing that you can earn free with a $60 order. So if you bought a bundle, or if you bought it, bought some of your cardstock and adhesives and everything, and it hit $60, you can choose any of the $60 items in this catalog for free. This is only during celebration, which is January and February. So here's one card made with a little owl, and that one is made by Donna. And here is another one with this gorgeous ribbon. I just am loving the feel of this ribbon. I wish you could all reach out and touch it. This one is made by Marilyn, so just a different type of fold, but I love, 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 love that. And then I think a few people got hooked on that idea. So here we see that alphabet again, and Donna made this one here. So we've got that design coming across. Then right here, these carrots are amazing. They are two-step stamping, so you can get the two shades. So look at this, all the different colors of carrots. This just looks like Eastery, springy, I don't know. And this is done by Karina. I just absolutely love this. And do you recognize the paper? It's that magic paper that's at the back here for $120. Then we've got some more designer paper here. So this is the designer paper that coordinates with the Dainty Delight stamp set. And so here, how simple is this card? Cutting out a panel of the wreath, stamping there, adding a couple of embellishments and a bow, and you've got that. And again, you've got lots of ideas here. So then over the page, we have this paper. It is called, whoops, sorry, got ahead of myself. Here's one more of the, using the splotchy side of the, let me back it up here because I'm blanking out, talking so fast. Dainty Flowers. So the splotchy side here, and it's a fun fold. So we've used the flowers here and the splotches there, and it goes like that. So there's just another idea there. So now we have, whoops, the farming paper, and it coordinates with the stamp set and dies in the mini catalog, and one of the dies cuts out some of these animals. Now I don't have anything but the paper, so what could I do? Well, this is some of the designer paper which I embossed. I cut out some of the creatures and just put them like that. So you can use the designer paper itself as your design, and you do absolutely nothing else if you don't want to, or you can add some words, that kind of thing. So just showing you that sample. This here is a wonderful set of words for sending support. It's well named. It's for encouragement, letting people know that you're thinking of them and that kind of thing. So I received this card in the swap, sending loving thoughts and prayers. Recognize the paper? Yeah, it's from that Dainty Delight paper. And then Here for You Always. And this was done by Lorna. And she's cut some of the paper out. But it's a nice fun fold card, but meaningful words. And here's another one, again with the words, and this person has just cut around the words like that. So this was done by Robin. So and she's done some of the words. Alone shouldn't be one of them. So what does it say? There's so many ways you might feel right now. Alone shouldn't be one of them. Ooh, isn't that a good one? Ooh, I like that. Okay, over the page. And there's this for all of you purple lovers out there. This might have caught your eye. So it's this paper right here. And again, I don't have the set from the mini catalog that has these big words that work so well, or the flowers. But I took the paper, I cut some of the flowers out. This was the back of it. So both papers are from here. And then just added this. And then I remembered that I have the pastel pearls and they go perfectly with this. So there you go. So there's a card again, just using the paper. And this is from the word set that from the mini catalog. Boy, my words are getting twisted. So this set here, I actually decided to do a swap with this because I thought, I think I don't know quite what to do with it, and I'm going to challenge myself. Well, in the end, I've seen so many wonderful things with it. So this was the one that I did here, and I've shown that a few times. So all I did was stamp everything, run it through the brick and mortar embossing folder, and then use my decal rectangles and cut out this and raise this part. So a very simple design to come together. And then I also received one in a swap right here. And so this is it right here like that. And this was from Linda Baker. So just great like that. Now, as you know, when I was playing with this set initially, I just did a bunch of stamping. And yesterday I thought I need to do something with it. So I had this laying there. I just added it to there. This one here, I did some sponging on it, and very simple and quick and easy. And this is white embossing on the black. So again, just some different ways of looking at the stamps. We're nearly there, so hang in there, everybody. This one I've shown you. I have done a Facebook Live using this one, but I did receive another one as a swap. And again, this person also did this fun fold. So it's just like that. And this person was Hetty and gorgeous. And again, she's using that paper. So I'm getting such a stack of cards here. If you hear a mighty crash, it means that the cards have hit the floor. Hopefully they'll hang on here. Lynn, you like the favorite flowers? Thank you. I was pleased with how that turned out. Now, and so this is with a $120 order. It's a bigger stamp set. It's got more detail, a lot more information in it, but wonderful, wonderful set. And then this is that amazing paper. So here's one more card using that paper. This was cased from Heidi Collins. So just so much fun. And it's more of that twine that went with the, you know what one. The one with the tent and the hiker and all of that. And so there we go like that. And you see how they show how, again, watch the little pinprick thingies here. They go with so many things. So read the fine detail. Now you might be looking at this and saying, well, how can I get that? Well, if you or you and some friends put together enough orders to make $375. So if you have a $375 party, you get that free over and above all your other hostess benefits. So it's worthwhile gathering some friends together and inviting them to place an order. You get that. And then a drum roll, please. Likely the most important thing in here, at least I think it is during Sale-A-Bration, they always have a special join offer. Now, Stampin' Up! Is an amazing company in that you can join and not be obligated to do anything. You can join and just be a happy stamper and enjoy the discount shopping, or you can join and run it as a small business, or you can go full-fledged. You can do whatever you want. They really don't care. They don't mind, I guess I should say. So there are 3 options. They've never given us 3 options before. They've never, only just haven't had the one. So normally in the catalogs, you get $165 worth of product for $135, but during celebration only, they've added $90 to that. So you get $225 worth of product for $135, and there's no shipping and handling or GST. So that is one awesome, amazing deal. But if you've had your eye on the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, you might want to look at option 1 or 2. So option 2, you get the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine as well as this great order, but you get the machine at less than half price. You get it for $40 instead of $46. Or pardon me, you save $46 instead of $86. So you get it for $40. So for where are we at? $175, you would get the white mini stamp and cut and emboss machine plus $225 worth of product. Amazing, amazing deal. Then very exclusive for celebration, they've got the little boho blue mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. It's the same as the white one, just a different color, and it's a sneak peek of one of the in colors that's coming next May. So these 2 are the same price. You would just choose which one you want depending on what mini stamp and cut and emboss machine you want, or you could go with this. Now, I've had several people come and talk to me already and say, oh, what do you mean that it's such a good deal on the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine? And that's the good deal. So if you have a big order, I'm just saying you might want to check this out. And then if you have an even bigger order than that, do this and then put the rest on your first order and save, because you save 20% as a demonstrator. So just make sure that you're aware. All right, no pressure to do it, but be aware of that. Or if you're sharing that with somebody else, let them know too. And speaking of sharing, if you don't mind hitting the share button, or if you're on YouTube, hitting the subscribe button, I would love that. That would help me out so much. And if you've seen things here tonight that you would like to know more about, or you would like to check out and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, remember you can always go to my website and shop at my online store there, or you can contact me. If you're shopping online and your order is less than $200, this is the hostess code to use. And if you're not sure about that, again, just reach out and ask. I'm here to help you or answer any questions you have. So I thank you so much for hanging in there. This has been one of my longer Facebook Lives, but I had so much to share with you, and I kind of thought you would like to see it. So now, do you have a different favorite, another favorite, or an additional favorite on your wish list after seeing all of this? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. And thank you for the hearts and thumbs ups and all those kinds of things. Thank you. Bye-bye.